All right, so today we're building this Amazon shed that I got. Got these 2x4s. I'm going to build some forms here and then put concrete in them. So that'll be the foundation for the shed, and then we'll build the shed on top of that. So let's get started here. I'm going to cut down these boards because they're a little bit long. The shed is 10 by 12. So these are 12-foot long 2x4s. Just need to cut these ones down a little bit with my saw here and screw them together. All right, so we got our form set up. We got some sand filled in here to make it like 3 inches deep because I don't have that much concrete to make it any more than that. This is 10 by 12 roughly. We're just gonna get the bottom wet so that when we put the concrete down, it has a good surface to stick to. And yep, looking good so far. All right, so we got all our concrete bags out here. We're gonna start cutting them open and then dumping them all out inside the form so we can smooth it out and get it wet. All right, we got most of the concrete out of the bags here. We're getting it raked out, spread out all over the place. And we're gonna go over it with our screed board here and get it all smoothed out and flat. See if we need to add any extra. We got a few extra bags back there. So I'll show you that once we get it smoothed out. All right, little progress update. We started from this end, started pushing all the concrete down this way. Got a pretty smooth finish on it for a first pass, not bad. But we're just gonna fill in all the low spots, all the little divots here with this extra concrete that's on the end and go over it again. And then it should be time for some water. All right, so we have got all of our concrete in here. We've smoothed it out to a nice finish, good enough for a shed. Nice and smooth. And we're gonna start misting some water on here and getting this thing to harden up. All right, we are out here 1 hour after the first misting, and it looks pretty good. It's starting to get a little dry on the edges here, so we're gonna hit it with a little bit more water, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, here's what we're looking like after our second misting. Still looking good. I'm not gonna touch it yet until after this next hour, and then once we start putting some more water on it, I'll give it a little feel, see how it feels, but should be getting pretty firm. Seems like it took this water pretty well, and show you what it looks like after we give it a few more soaks. All right, it's getting dark out now, but this is 1 hour after the second misting. It's decent. It's firm to the touch. I mean, it's not like super hard or anything, but I'm gonna start soaking it. Oh, maybe I should mist it again. I don't know. I'm gonna get a little wet. Maybe not full soak, but give it some good water, and then I'll come back in an hour and see what it's like. All right, I just wanted to get on here and say I did kind of skip over the next few steps where I was wetting it down. Basically, I just kept wetting it every couple hours for the next few days, and I just tried to keep it as wet as I could. I've watched some other videos on YouTube. You can do your own research on this, but basically keeping it wet while it's curing is the best thing you can do for concrete. So I just kept wetting it down, keeping it as wet as I could. You know, get home from work, I'd spray a bunch of water on it, and I'd give it a nice good soak, and it turned out really well. So there's lots of videos on YouTube that you can watch about doing dry pour. So this isn't like an instructional video, but this is just kind of a thing that I did, and it ended up working out for me. I've done it a couple times now, so I really like doing it. If it's good for your application, then I recommend it. It makes it a lot easier. All right, so we started to get our shed kit put together here. It's just metal panels and then these metal frame pieces that go all the way around. It's kind of windy, so we haven't been recording too much, but we'll show you some progress as we start putting some more panels on here and get the roof on this thing. Little progress update here. We got 2 of the walls on, so basically just have to screw in all these panels here at the top and the middle and the bottom all the way along. So making good progress. We'll come back when we have the other walls on. We are making slow and steady progress here. We got the roof angled part on. We got our door frame in. So now we're gonna start putting the door and the roof on. And we'll show you what that looks like, but the slab's holding up good. Just gonna put some anchors in that and hold this thing down, and we're gonna have a nice shed. We're up here putting the roof on. Basically has these crossbars that go all the way across, and then you just screw here, here, and here. And then when you do that, once you do that, you put your top cap on here so that no water can get inside, but we're making progress. All right, we are back working on the shed. Skipped a few steps, but we got it all together now. Got the roof panels on, got the trim all the way around, windows are in, door is on. Got this nice latch and everything. But came with these expansion anchors, which only go in the four corners. But I didn't really like having it just in the four corners, so I got these concrete screws, 1/4 inch by 2 1/4 long, I think. I drilled some 3/8 holes down here where they have some extra holes in all the framing of this shed. And I'm gonna drive these screws in there to give it some extra tie down to this concrete pad, and then it's not gonna be going anywhere. I'll be able to, yep, she's not going anywhere. So we're gonna do that now. All right, so now we got our screws put in. I'm just gonna vacuum up this mess so then I can start using this shed. This is about 9 months later, so it's middle of January now. So it's been through a decent winter cycle and fall and lots of getting wet and freezing and thawing and all that good stuff. But I know in my last dry pour video, a lot of people were saying like, oh, that's never gonna work. It's gonna crack. It's never gonna fully cure. But I took the forms off, and I mean, as you can see, it's cured all the way through. It looks really good. Still got the shed screwed down to it. And I mean, I haven't had any issues with it. I'll open the door here and show you the inside, but yeah, I mean, for stuff like this, I think dry pour works really well. It's a lot simpler than mixing it. You're kind of just skipping a step, but it, I mean, this is 3 inches thick. I'd park a car on it if I needed to. It's, I think it's pretty sturdy. Now, I do have quite a bit of stuff in here. Obviously, that's why I built it, so I could do some tire storage and other random storage of things, but this is the floor. I mean, honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell that this wasn't like just any normal concrete job. So honestly, highly recommend this shed. Although it was a pain to put together, it was cheap on Amazon. So I don't know if I'd really recommend it, but it does work. We get quite a bit of snow here where I live in the west side of Michigan, and you know, the roof's holding up good. So yeah, it is what it is, but yep. All right, guys, well, that's pretty much it for this shed build. So let me know what you think. Would you buy this shed? It was kind of a pain to put together, but it's pretty nice. Color's good, and it's a good size for the price. So let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.